And we welcome you back to Midweek Madness. As always in the booth, the best damn pro wrestling commentator going, Arachnid Soul. Here you see one half of a usual tag team. It's the best sensation, Blake Howard. Usually teamed up with his brother. It looks like he's been letting his hair grow out a little bit. We're going to see how this thing plays out. AAWA, one of the best wrestling organizations you're going to find anywhere. AAWA comes to you on Wednesdays with Midweek Madness. We also come to you on Fridays, Fight to Survive, number of pay-per-views, and I understand that we will be putting out a series of DVDs, which will be forthcoming. You're going to want to keep an eye out for those. Of course, Blake Howard has no easy task here tonight. He's not going up against some greenhorn. He's going up against a vet in Phillip Stackhouse. And Philly Stackhouse is a guy who's accomplished a lot here in AAWA. Philly Stackhouse, very respected by both the fans, by management, by the other wrestlers in the locker room. You can't let things slide here on Wednesday nights. We're going to see what happens when the referee sounds this opening bell. Philly Stackhouse, always in shape. A man who lives to do cardio, a man who lives at the gym, gets his mail delivered down there. And we're going to see here tonight exactly what Philly Stackhouse is bringing to the table. 20-minute time limit, one fall to a finish.
Fight!
And we can already see a series of weapons inside the ring. We see everything from chairs to fluorescent light tubes. Three-quarter cravat chancery that time. Onto that fork or that claw or whatever you want to call it there. Philly Stackhouse looking for a lariat, could not get it. Both men jockey for position here in center ring. Deep arm drag onto the chair and a flying knee that time. Nicely done by Blake Howard. Now, we've got to think that this thing, starting out with all these weapons, is not going to be the most scientific, the most catch-as-catch-can wrestling match we've ever seen. Once again, snapmare off the three-quarter cravat chancery, followed that up with the senton. And it was a snapmare not just onto the ring canvas, but onto the chair. Greco-Roman knuckle lock here this time. Drop toe hold that time onto the claw. Looks like Philly Stackhouse already busted open. I mean, we're only moments into this thing. This thing's going to be a bloodbath. You can already look at the ring canvas, and you can see what's been going on here tonight already. Lots of blood. Front chancery here, wrist control, drop toe hold that time onto the claw. Mule kick from the very sensational Philly Stackhouse. Once again, three-quarter cravat chancery, pulls his man away from the safety of the ropes, does Philly Stackhouse. And now just cross faces the man, shades of Mitsuharu Misawa. Somersaults through, maybe looking for a capo kick, could not get it. Both men jockey for position once again. Philly Stackhouse, deep arm drag onto the chair that time from Blake Howard. And both of these guys are guys that are great at technical wrestling, aka the sweet science, I like to call it, of professional wrestling. But both of these guys have competed in the AAWA for so long that if need be, if it has to go to weapons, if it has to go to brawling, if it has to go to deathmatch style wrestling, both are very comfortable doing it. I understand that upper management has been looking, as we see that chop block outside the ring, has been looking for some hardcore matches to put on DVD. This one fits the bill already. Hip lock takeover that time and dropped the knee. Philly Stackhouse trying to trip his man from outside, could not. Throws Blake Howard back outside onto the claw. Philly Stackhouse here surveys the damage, ducks behind, victory roll outside. It's a great block on a German suplex, but obviously you can't pin a man out there. We see there's baseball bats. We see there's fluorescent light tubes. And these two started with all of this in the ring. Suplex to the outside, reverse, Philly Stackhouse. Slips out the back door. Bret Hart style stump puller that time. Blake Howard wanted a lariat, couldn't get it. Deep arm drag onto that fluorescent light tube. You know, there's the Arachnid Soul theory that light tubes will always get used in this organization no matter where they are placed in the ring. It's a theory that holds up over time. Victory roll onto the chair. Great eye by the referee who says there was a rope break there. Both men back up to their vertical base. Howard now falls for some great technical wrestling. Double leg takedown that time. Philly Stackhouse came off the top like Kevin Von Erich. Turnaround cross body into a splash. Looked like Philly Stackhouse maybe rolled onto that chair and hurt himself. Blake Howard does the same thing. Philly drops the knee. Pulls that V trigger. Modified V trigger. Instead of the knee, it was the boot. Irish whip that time. Philly Stackhouse comes back. I think Blake Howard was looking for a Hurricane Rana, could not get it. And you already see Philly Stackhouse sucking wind. I mean, you know, we talked about how he's already bleeding. Nasty chair shot that time in the corner and a big boot. When you talk about Philly Stackhouse, there's a cover. Another rope break and the chair is broken. When you talk about Philly Stackhouse, you have to be talking about one of the best wrestlers in this organization to not currently hold a championship. Standing Yuji Nagata lock almost looked like he wanted to bridge back into like a figure eight. More of an Indian death lock maybe now that I think about it. And Philly Stackhouse gonna go high risk here off the top. Scud missile drop kick, and you look at the athleticism. Takes a hard landing, does Philly Stackhouse outside the arena, but then kips right back up after that missile drop kick. Howard now shot off, reversed the Irish whip, drop kick there. Somebody's been watching those Dr. Dropkick DVDs. Howard gives up his back, rolls through into a Jujigatami. Does Philly Stackhouse, but Blake Howard right back to his vertical base and taken right back down. Surfboard stretch here at center ring. No rope break there. The referee checking it, determining that this thing will continue. Once again, you are watching AAWA. We do hardcore wrestling. We do technical wrestling. Series of whiff chair shots that time by Philly Stackhouse, who finally gives up on it. We see that Blake Howard does end up on that chair at ringside nonetheless. Philly Stackhouse, little 619, feints through, decides not to dive. Blake Howard back into the squared circle now. Shot off to the far side is Blake Howard. Blake Howard eats the boot. Nicely done from Philly Stackhouse, just that push kick. Extremely high bridge and deep arch on that belly-to-back German-style suplex. Blake Howard, shooting star press, no rope break. Referee was not in the best position. We saw from our camera angle that there was a rope break there, and you got to watch that. Can't always count on the referees to see everything. Victory roll that time out of Le Quebrador Coniello. Nicely done. Blake Howard getting some offense. Here's some offense from Philly Stackhouse. Inside cradle. Only got a 2 count. Surprised that Blake Howard has not been busted open yet. You see all the exposed skin. That's not going to help. A missed drop kick and Blake Howard lands on the chair. This ball bat's not going to help either. A shot to the back of the dome there. And a boot. Philly Stackhouse now gets dropped toe holded onto that barbed wire bat. Step over toe hold face lock there, the STF. And once again, another crossface. Almost reminds me of the crossface that the late, great Mitsuharu Misawa would do back in the All Japan days, back in the Pro Wrestling Noah days. Philly Stackhouse here. It's that nasty Canadian destroyer off the top from Blake Howard. Blake wants a little bit more, comes through with that Keiji Muta-style Shining Wizard, but I believe Blake landed back first onto that barbed wire bat. Not exactly what he was looking for. Once again, the crossface, and now Philly Stackhouse landing on the bat. Inside toe hold here. Nicely done from Blake Howard. There's that German onto the bat. That's it. And no. Somehow a kick out that time. That has to be one of the best, if not the best German suplex I've ever seen in this organization. I mean, and there's guys that have nice German suplexes, but the height, the bridge, the strength, the control, everything's there. Drop toe hold once again. That barbed wire bat getting a lot of play. Philly Stackhouse drops the elbow. It's a boot, dropped the knee. Went for that flying gammon, Gary. Could not get it. Now we see that both men are bleeding. Destino, shades of Tetsuya Naito. I didn't think he was going to make up that distance, but he did. That flying ace crusher. Gato clutch, referee in position. Only got a 2 count. And the brawl, the war of attrition continues here tonight. Power slam onto the bat. And this is why you've got to join us not only on Friday nights for AAWA Fight to Survive, but why you've got to join us as we see that six factor, why you've got to join us here on Wednesday nights. Once again, that flying ace crusher. Second time we've seen it. Shooting star press, great combo. 2.9 that time. On Wednesday nights, not only will you see mid-card guys that you might not be familiar with, you'll see established talent like these two. Both of these guys are main event guys, semi-main event guys who you will see on Friday nights. Nasty brainbuster. We used the term war of attrition before, and that's an accurate term to use as we see that chop block from behind. You see things in this organization that are illegal in other sports. I mean, we've seen crown knees. Those are illegal in MMA. Once again, the 6 factor. Let's see what this is going to be. Double stomp, the hammer of the gods that time from Blake Howard. Once again, a shooting star press. Pushes the head through, no rope break. Gato clutch that time from Blake Howard, trying to put this away. Inside cradle from Phillip Stackhouse. Another 2 count that time. And these two have painted the black canvas red here tonight. Gonna need a new canvas for next week. Maybe we'll cut this up and, sell this to the fans. Elbow drop to the Achilles tendon from Blake Howard. Once again into the step over toe hold face lock. Beautifully executed that time. And it was actually the technical wrestling of Philly Stackhouse that allowed him to get out. This is how he beat Antonio Colt. Philly Stackhouse backslide. Only got a 2 count. Blake Howard realized that the feet were on the ropes. He was shocked that the ref even counted that. The ref was in an awkward position though. Couldn't see the feet on the ropes. And Philly Stackhouse now getting another barbed wire bat. Gonna use it straight away, picks up his man, and drills Blake Howard right between the eyes with that. Philly Stackhouse now sending his man into the corner. It's a series of right hooks. 3 of them to be exact, and then another barbed wire bat shot. Now gonna break the shin there of Blake Howard is Philly Stackhouse. Schoolboys him onto the bat, has the trunks. And a 2 count. Philly Stackhouse, the kind of guy who can beat you clean, but if need be, not too bothered by taking a shortcut. Watch that barbed wire bat. DDT off the top onto the barbed wire bat. And could not have aimed it any better. Maybe looking for that German again. Drop toe hold from Stackhouse, nicely executed. Philly Stackhouse now surveying the damage once again, sends his man off to the far corner. Wanted the high knee, did Philly Stackhouse, could not get it. Once again, shooting star press from Blake Howard, 2. Only got a 2 count, and you hear the crowd coming to its feet. The approval here for both of these gladiators. Philly Stackhouse once again drops behind, double leg, rear mount control into a front chancery, picks his man up, drop toe hold from Blake Howard, drops the elbow on the Achilles tendon, and now steps through into that Anderson armbar. The referee was checking on it. One great armbar deserves another. Here's a Jujigatami. A lot of people wrongfully call that a cross arm breaker. What we're seeing here is amazing hardcore wrestling and amazing technical wrestling. Victory roll. Blake Howard only getting a 2 count that time. Philly Stackhouse, there was either a Gammon Gary, which is a boot, or maybe a flying knee. There's 2 flying knees off the top. So dangerous to execute that move. Almost like a Meteora, but the guy is already on the mat. So the guy coming off the top doesn't have the same degree of padding. Of course, the guy taking the move, much like taking a Meteora, is just out of luck. Back heel sweep, nicely done that time from Blake Howard. Blake Howard wearing that crimson mask, maybe looking for another shooting star here. No, Blake perches himself on top the Falcon's nest, waiting. No, maybe looking for another ace crusher. Not sure what he was going for there. Ends up picking up that claw, and it's a shot to the midsection and then a second shot to the head that drops Philly Stackhouse. Inside cradle, referee in position. Could see everything that time. These guys wrestling on the weapons, and you can hear it. And now, due to exhaustion and excessive blood loss, to be quite frank with you, the referee counting out both of these guys, both men making it back to their feet in time for this encounter to continue. Front chancery into a backslide there from Blake Howard. And Blake's one of these guys, as I mentioned when he came out, angle slam. Beautifully executed by Philly Stackhouse, who drops the knee. Blake is one of these guys. He's primarily been a tag team wrestler. It's been so interesting to see the past couple of weeks. Beautiful drop kick to the back of the dome that Blake Howard has kind of branched out. He's not only wrestling as a single, but he's coming out as a single. Double wrist lock into the grounded Kimura lock. A rope break. I mean, Blake could have his brother out here with him. Decided not to. Philly Stackhouse set very hard to the outside. Springboard cross body, beautifully executed. Can't pin the man out there, but you can wear down his spirit. No, you can pin him out there. Hardcore rules in effect, I guess. Don't have that on my format, but apparently you can pin false count anywhere. There's a submission outside the ring. The referee checking that as well. Means you can also tap anywhere in the building. Maybe anywhere in the city. Spinning neck breaker. And once again, a fluorescent light tube. And Philly Stackhouse now finding 2 more claws underneath the ring, using one of them. I guess the first one wasn't good enough. Barbed wire bat. And just dropped his man, does Philly Stackhouse. What's this? Goes to the pay window. Reverse pile driver. 2. Of course, on the kick out, Philly Stackhouse ends up on the barbed wire bat himself. Third time tonight, we see that 6 factor. A lot of people call it an X factor. A lot of people call it a K factor because Conan uses it too. Flying ace crusher. Shooting star press. Great combo. That will be it. No, 2.9. Somehow sliding out the back door, Phillip Stackhouse. Both guys completely drained. Stackhouse went for that flying knee, landed on some kind of weapon there. Shot off his Stackhouse. Once again, it looked like Blake Howard was looking for that Hurricane Rana, could not get it. Both men jockey again. Shot off. There it is. I don't think Scott Steiner could have even done that any better. Gato clutch here. And that's it. No. And the fans so appreciative. Once again, this is why you don't just tune in for the pay-per-views, why you don't just order the DVDs, but why you tune in on Wednesday nights. We do this all the time, diving senton. And it was so nice that that man, Philly Stackhouse, just did it twice. Almost shot off into the guardrail there, puts the brakes on. Nice short lariat and a diving knee. Follows that up with a senton bomb, does Philly Stackhouse. Stackhouse now, angle slam. Decides to flex on that man, not go for a pin. Standing switch, Kimura lock here. Halfway up the aisle, there's really no point in even sliding around. You'll never get a rope break out there. I mean, for you to get a rope break, somebody'd have to maybe put you in a standing rear naked choke or something near the ropes out there. These guys are going to fight all the way back to the locker room. Nice drop kick. Wanted it a second time, but you saw Philly Stackhouse take that step back to avoid it. Angle slam. Once again, a move really made famous by Kurt Angle. You know, the Olympic gold medalist. It's a move that's won lots of championships. Backslide here, very interesting way of getting into it. Only got a 2 count, and these guys are wrestling behind the AAW Trons that we have out there. Shin breaker, we saw that one a little bit earlier. Philly Stackhouse, German suplex. And that metal entranceway. Only got a 2 count. Great camera work here, as always, in AAWA. Cover. The referee counts, once again, only a 2 count. This has been a bloody brawl. Philly Stackhouse actually a little bit faster than Blake Howard. Thought he could maybe catch up to him, knee him in the back of the head, could not do it. Stackhouse, once again, that reverse pile driver, and got him. What a war, what a bloody brawl that has been. Arachnid Soul here in the booth. As always, we have more action on tap for you. You're going to want to stay with us. AAWA, if you were not subscribed to the YouTube channel, now is the time to do it. These 2 men just left everything in the ring, but a show of respect that time from Philly Stackhouse as he picks up his opponent before heading over to salute the fans. Wait a minute. Maybe not a sign of respect. Took a shot on that man, couldn't get it. Angle slams onto the barbed wire bat. Yeah, this thing was absolutely disgusting. Philly Stackhouse walks in, went toe-to-toe with Blake Howard, walks out the victor, the Axe Guillotine Driver at 19 minutes and 55 seconds. Your winner, Philly Stackhouse.